just gonna hit start recording.
All right.
You can do the intro whenever.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Shanman here with the Boost Juice Finithin. Or, as he sent me in the model earlier, Jesus Man Finn.
It was Boss Man Jesus. Get it right.
Oh, Boss Man Jesus. Look, man, I don't have the file open in front of me. I'm not going to remember the exact order. It's the same thing either way.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, hi.
Oh my lord.
I don't know what episode number this is.
I think it's 7. I think this is 7.
I think you're right.
I'm all check.
I checked the last one you uploaded was number 6.
Well, then it's 7 time.
Epic.
Anyways, I have 2 stories and a few other topics, but I have 2 stories that are kind of short, so we can start with those if you want, unless you have something.
No, I don't got anything.
Oh boy, okay. Well, first one. Both these are from old friends. They're the only IRL friends that didn't end in turmoil. So I've talked about Lex, even on the podcast, right? He was an old friend of mine. He was like one of like the 2 hood friends I have or had.
Uh-huh.
So a long time ago, back all the way in 2018, I was staying over at his house. I was just staying the night. And him and my other friend at the time, Jeremiah, they're like, "Yo, bro, we're gonna do edibles."
Oh,
and
God.
just by the start of this story, you can tell how this is gonna go.
Uh-huh.
And I was tempted to do it too, just for the hell of it, but I was like, nah, that's not a good idea. So I didn't.
Yeah. Good.
But they did. I think Jeremiah was fine, but Lex, on the other hand. Okay, so for the first bit of it, he was fine. Flash forward a few hours, it's like nighttime. I was staying over at his place, so I didn't have my my sleep pills, so I couldn't really get to sleep. So it was like probably 1 a.m., 2 a.m. maybe. And I was chilling like, what do I do? And then I look over at him, and he's just sleeping on the couch, and in his sleep, he reaches for what I assume is, and just I don't know if it was real or fake, but I assume it was just like an empty gun. And he just grabs it, holds it up in the air, and then I don't think he was awake. I think he just did that in his sleep, and then he sets it back down. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay then.
And I asked him about it in the morning. He was like, yeah, I don't remember that at all. And I was like, well, I do, because I looked over and you did it. Oh, it was funny. That's like the only weird thing.
Okay.
Surprisingly, that's like the only weird thing that happened from that. You'd expect more.
Yeah. I wouldn't have found it funny. I probably would have been like, okay, well, if I was 100% sure the gun wasn't real, I'd be finding it funny. But if I wasn't 100% sure, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna move away from you.
Well, I assumed, I don't know even where he got it from, but if it wasn't like locked away somewhere, I assumed it was just unloaded, if it was real.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I just saw that and I'm like, what the heck? And then I just laughed it off and probably fell asleep like an hour later.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's the short story. Now here's the honestly, this one is even weirder. So the other friend I was talking about, Jeremiah, he came over to my house one time. This was back in 2017, I would guess. And yeah, so he he turns to me and asks me, he's like, "Hey Finn, is there like a spot like outside where I couldn't be seen?" I'm like, "Oh boy, yeah, sure, let me get you there." So we would go out and like behind some like trees and like a meadow, and he takes a smoke, and I'm like, "Oh boy, okay, we should be fine," and we were. And then he's like, "Yeah, by the way, I smell like weed now, so we gotta get rid of this scent." And so we were like frantically figuring out before my mom got home how to get rid of this scent, because otherwise I was screwed. Obviously,
Wonderful.
because yeah, no, if my parents found out I was hanging out with people who did that stuff, I was basically a goner. So we tried desperately thinking of something, and then and then we ended up using, I think it was his idea. We ended up using my mom's perfume to mask the smell. And he's like, "Dude, do you think your mom will notice her perfume on my body?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." It was so stupid.
That's very stupid.
God, the thing.
I really don't know what to say about that other than what the frick.
the
Uh,
shit, the shit that happened back then was nuts.
the only other thing I can say about that is, lad, that's not me.
Yeah, dude, that was nuts. I feel like I have more stories from that time period, but those are the two like funniest ones I can think of.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It, I can't really say anything negative about them because they were like the only IRO friends who didn't like eat me out of existence for being different.
Uh-huh.
But you know, as funny as that whole time period was, because of all the crazy shit I got into, it was probably for the best. It didn't last long.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, no, if I do not endorse the usage of drugs and or weed. I don't know if weed is a drug or not. It probably depends on
Well,
person to person, but
it is, but mhm. Well, most people see it as like how caffeine could be considered a drug, but I disagree with that. But it doesn't matter how I feel about it. Most people don't see it as that bad of a thing.
well, yeah, I mean,
But it is
it's
it is a
it's
drug.
100% legal in all of Canada. I kind of figured that much.
Yeah. Point is, it's a drug. It's just most people see it as related to caffeine or whatever. So
Those people probably live in Las Vegas. Anyways, moving
probably
along.
use Axe body spray. Beautiful,
Axe body spray.
bro. I'd be caught dead with weed. I would never have that near me unless
Yeah.
one of my friends has it on them. But I have no friends, so real life friends. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say my friending.
yeah.
No. Speaking of on that topic, Shan,
Yo,
I learned about this thing like recently, and I've never heard of it before. Like maybe like a month and a half ago. Do you know what the heck whippets are?
feel like I've heard that word before, but I have no clue what it is.
Apparently, it's like this like I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest expert on this, obviously, but like apparently it's like teens are now instead of like drugs or stuff, they're getting a high off of like Um, like Cool Whip, I think is what's the
Oh,
whipped
yeah,
cream
where
cans,
they take all the whipped cream out of the can and just spray the
nitrous oxide or whatever it's called.
yeah, whatever the heck it is. And yeah, I have heard about that. That is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, no, I think it's the stupidest thing ever, and it's so funny because I don't know if it's New York or New York City. You have to be like 21 or over to buy those now, and it's so
Oh
funny.
my god. People are so stupid.
Yeah, it really is.
If you're gonna use something like that, why didn't you stick to sniffing glue?
Sniffing glue. Yeah, I don't understand people, man.
Why would you use Cool Whip or whatever the frick?
Yeah, I find it so funny, not just because I was stupid, the people, like, do that are, but, like, the fact that it's bad, like, you have to be 21 or over to buy that in New York or New York City or whatever it is just,
That's the dumbest thing ever.
I would
Also, I just
never
want to point out
imagine
we have
that.
3 people listening. This is awesome.
It is. We haven't had this since the first one.
I know. This is nice.
No
Yeah,
idea.
why is it that people are doing that sniffing glue? I mean, oh, because people
People are
have
weird.
yeah, people
That's
are
a
weird.
simple answer.
I was gonna give my interpretation of the answer, but that wouldn't apply to everyone. More like just the people I used to know. Their lives are sad and boring, or just not great. So they get high off of whatever they can to feel good for a bit.
Yeah, oh man, I don't even know.
But I've never done it. Uh, Probably never will, unless like I'm old and close to dying, and it's like, what's the harm in doing it at this point, just to see what it was like?
Oh my god. Yeah. That's like the 3 weirdest topics I had. Just trying to unload them all.
Fun.
If you have anything you think of, Shan, feel free to interrupt me and talk
Well, I
about it.
know there's one other topic you wanted to talk about, but I
We'll get there.
okay. Um, this isn't like something super interesting. It's just something I want to point out that's funny, at least to me. It's kind of sad more than funny, but I uploaded the video explaining why it's taking so long for Vengeance to come out. I just have to say the comments have been so nice. I appreciate everyone who commented on it a lot, or said something in the Discord server. You've all been super nice about it. I've looked at the analytics for that video, as I look at analytics for every video. I've gained a decent amount of subscribers from people who just got that randomly recommended to them, which was cool.
Yeah.
And past subscribers who saw the video unsubscribed, and now I'm down 1,000 subscribers.
That's so weird to me.
It really is.
Especially since, the whole comment section was super nice.
Yeah, I'd imagine the people who unsubscribed were just like, bro, this guy's talking about potentially having cancer. I'm not gonna make myself look bad. I'm gonna just leave. My guess, anyway.
I think it could be that, or they're like, maybe not the most patient of people, and they're
That's
like,
also a total possibility.
oh boy, another update about I'm just done with this. They're probably like 9-year-olds who are like, I don't want vengeance now. I'm not waiting.
Okay.
Either that, or since you haven't posted a video in a while, YouTube caught up. Like, I feel like YouTube like updates your sub count every time you post a video.
That is true. I think it used to do that. I don't know if it still does, but I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I know it used to remove any inactive subscribers because they would think they were just bots, but I thought
Yeah.
they had changed that, but it might still be a thing. That could be what happened.
If they had changed that, Not to my knowledge, but yeah. Who
Well, I
knows?
don't have knowledge on that in general, so
I'm just throwing out my own theories. I don't know.
yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter because like the comments were the important part. They're the people who care, the ones who understand. It's just funny the difference between the comments and the
Yeah.
analytics.
Yeah. Very strange. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, I read a few of the comments. Obviously, there was a lot, so I didn't read everything, but the few that I saw were nice.
Yeah.
I,
There hasn't been one bad comment.
that's good.
Like there's been some comments that are off topic from the video, but I'm assuming it's just because they didn't watch the whole thing. But yeah, you know, that's understandable.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like the only thing I have to say in about anything really. So
Gotcha. Yeah, like I told you before, I was very surprised to see that video. I was
pretty
ju-
sure everyone was.
I was just watching YouTube. I was watching some stupid video. I think I just started like a video, and then I on my phone I saw the notification, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What in the hell? Oh boy, better watch this."
Yeah. It's not surprising that a lot of people were surprised because I didn't tell anyone I was thinking about making that video. My aunt was just like, "You just really put everything out there, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, talked about it other places. Why not?"
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I think the thing that surprised me the most was like the fact. Well, like your aunt said, you just laid it all out there. I was
Yeah.
expecting like you just say, "Ah, yeah, mental health sucks," and leave it at that, basically.
Yeah. No, I that's just like that's a very boring answer. Not that it needs to be interesting, but you know, they've heard it before.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like every single FNAF, or not FNAF animator, but animator that started as a FNAF animator, I should say, has said that a million times.
Exactly. So like,
It's nothing new. I've said
yeah,
it.
I was
I
like,
even I know I've said it a million times, which is why I don't give community post updates anymore like I used to, because I'm like, well, it's just gonna be the same thing over and over.
yeah.
So
And to me, it was just like if I give the same answer that everyone's heard a million times, it's just gonna probably sound like an excuse. So I'm gonna just be completely honest and just spit out the all the reasons why I'm getting scammed here.
yeah, no, I don't really have any excuse. I can't. It's even kind of an excuse to say mental health. It would just. It's really just. I don't want to say laziness, but it's lack of just motivation, which is kind of
Yeah.
laziness. Whatever. Point is, I don't have good excuses like you do, so I just don't update my community anymore.
Yeah. Fair enough. I wasn't 100% sure if I even should have done this because I was like, oh, you know,
Well,
I doubt anyone will really care, but at the same time, it's like, you know, this was probably a good thing.
yeah. Well, I think your comment section will give that answer to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my aunt was surprised to find out that we have a podcast. I had never told her.
Oh. Yeah.
Not that I was like trying to hide it or anything. I just kind of never thought to tell her.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's not like my parents even know I have a second channel,
Yeah.
much less a podcast. Speaking of which, it's very strange. I like I feel like I out of nowhere gained like a bunch of subscribers on my second channel. and I don't know why.
Oh,
Because
really?
I was at like 45, 50, bouncing back and forth there for like months, and then randomly I have like 65 out of nowhere. Like I know that's like yeah, that's just 15 more, but to gain like to gain slash lose like one or two a month and then just jump to 15 out of nowhere without me even noticing, it's pretty substantial.
Yeah. I mean, that's better than my second channel's doing.
Well, you also have 4,000. Well, I have over 4,000. Well, I have
Yeah, but those
65.
4,000 were there because of what the channel used to be. No one cares about what it is now.
Yes, I'm aware. You still do get more views on average, though.
That is true. Although I do have to say the newest one about the serotonin stream with the deep dark, that's my top ranking video
Nice.
in a good while. So that's good.
That is an epic gamer moment.
Yeah. Anyways, so what topics you got, Chief?
Okay. Hmm. No, the next topic will not be balls. Um,
Wonderful. Give us your balls.
oh my god. Let's see. I got three left. Which one do I choose? This one doesn't seem like it fit. The other one you know about, and then this thing's kind of out of the blue. I don't know. None of them really would work right now.
Gotcha.
Unpopular opinions. Oh boy, I don't know.
I actually had thought about this potentially being a good topic. I just don't have.
Oh, it's a good topic. I just don't know what I would say.
Yeah, I know. That's the hard part. It's like,
Because
hmm,
unpopular opinions is pretty like broad. Like it could, or not broad. Well, yes, it is broad. That is another issue. But like, I don't know. I might say something, and then everyone's like, "Well, yeah, I agree with that," and then it's just like, "Well, that was a waste of my time."
yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure I had thought up some unpopular opinions when I thought this could be a good topic, but I just don't remember what I thought up
Okay, I'll go
anymore.
with a generic one that I don't know if it's unpopular or not, but it's something I think. As a man who does not go out to eat much, I'm pretty like narrow on like what places I like to go to, and I have I have found over the years that I think this is my opinion. I think local pizza places are a lot better than like company wide pizza places or company wide. You, what's the word?
Corporate?
Corporate, yeah, whatever. Like national, everywhere. Those I feel like local ones are better.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I disagree, but this is probably because I live in the middle of nowhere and our local pizza places taste like moldy cheese put on like the thinnest slice of bread ever. So,
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Now, the two pizza places that I've been around here are, they're one of them I've had since I was like little kid because my dad liked it and I was like, ah, this place cool. I actually went there recently. That's why I brought it up. And then there's another one that from where I moved 4 years ago. It's around here and it's pretty good too. So, and all the I haven't really eaten many corporate pizza places other than like Papa John's, and that one's all right. It's just I feel like the local ones around here are better. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we used to have Pizza Hut here. We have Domino's. I've had Papa John's before. I think I've had. Isn't Little Caesars a pizza place? I feel like I had that a
Yes,
long time ago.
that's like the one pizza place everyone makes fun of because everyone thinks it's garbage.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like it. I can tell you that. I've never had it since then, and that was a long time ago. Um, to be fair, the only place I actually like pizza is Domino's.
Yeah, I know because you get them from there all the time.
Yeah, like
I've never had
I liked
Domino's.
Pizza Hut. Their pizza, I like Pizza Hut for their breadsticks. Their pizza was okay, but Domino's makes great pizza. That's like the only place
I've
like.
never had like Domino's or Pizza Hut or Little Caesars, so I can only speak on Papa John's, which they're good. They're just not like my favorite, you know.
Well, I someday, Finn, if you haven't by the time I meet you forever, which will probably be in like 20 years. I'm kidding, but
Yeah, no.
eventually, I'm assuming at some point I'll meet you. We're getting Domino's pizza
Well, yeah.
if you haven't already had it.
All right. Fair enough. Also, we have a question.
Yeah, I was about to point that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question, since people can't see it who are listening, wait, since there was a Christmas collaboration, will there be a Halloween collaboration? And to put it simply, we are too busy. We're too busy with the actual episodes we're working on to have done a Halloween one. But I do plan at some point to make a Halloween special because I made one back in 2020, but it was taken down for multiple reasons. The main one being it was unfinished.
Yeah, very unfinished.
Yeah, very unfinished.
There's like 3 scenes.
Yeah, and then the rest was audio. So
Yeah, not the greatest.
the best I can say is maybe next year. The chances of it being a collaboration are whatever. It depends because
They're slim.
Yeah, they're slim just because Finn is doing an anime and I'm still working on the FNAF stuff, so
Yeah.
it would be odd.
Yeah. And it would be weird if I like just threw if the collaboration was like, oh yeah, let me just bring back Phoenix like just for that. That'd be weird.
It would be.
Because it's a.
I mean, I wouldn't complain, but it would be weird.
Yeah. Especially since I don't plan to do anything with it ever again. Yeah. No, the chances of us doing another collab like the Christmas collab are kind of slim.
Not because we wouldn't want to, but just because.
Oh yeah, no, I love
not
doing
really
that.
a way.
It was fun. It's just it wouldn't work with the current series we have going.
Yeah, like if whenever I get to Starry Nights, even though that's probably gonna take 20 years, that would work.
Yeah.
The Blue Knight probably wouldn't work either, just because it's
Yeah.
super cartoony and, anime, despite being animated, is not as cartoony.
Yes. Thank you, Shane. Very cool.
Look, man. I'm not best at explaining my thoughts. You know this.
I'm aware.
Fun fact, I was actually reading my autism report for the first time because I've never actually read it. And one of the things on there is Shan is very bad at explaining his thoughts. Could use work. And it's like,
Yeah, definitely could use work.
I wouldn't know how to work on that personally, but
Just take more time into thinking about what you're going to say before you say it.
well, it's kind of hard when it's, we're on a podcast. We have to keep talking. There can't be much silence.
Fair enough.
And most of the time when my explanations matter are like in Minecraft when you're about to die and I'm trying to help you. Or like when you were playing the glitched attraction the other day, I'm like, go back to the thing.
What's the thing?
I know the thing at the back, and I just couldn't take time to explain because it was counting down like 5 seconds before the building exploded.
Yeah, no, that was a mess. I was I was so overwhelmed. Because not only was like everything blowing up around me, I was told to go to the thing and not knowing what the heck the thing was.
Yeah.
Uh,
And like I said, I am sorry. I just if I had more time to think on what to tell you, I'd probably be like, go to the tablet at the back of the room.
yeah. Oh boy, that was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least it was fun.
Yeah. Stressful, but fun. Oh lord.
Yeah.
Also, follow up on the question. You think you're gonna do a Christmas thing this year or next year, Shan? Probably
I
not
would.
this year, I would say, since you're
I was gonna
busy.
say even though I'd like to do one, I don't think I really could do one this year.
Yeah. I know I'm not gonna do one this year.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I could do something just really small, but it would be really small is my point.
Yeah. Since, 3R is definitely the most important thing.
Yeah. Like I've even thought maybe I could do just something super quick, super small for Halloween this year, but
There's
I just
not enough time.
there's not time. I wouldn't know what to do,
Yeah.
and it just wouldn't be that interesting.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I also just, I don't think I'm doing anything this year. I think once I'm done with my episode, heck, once I'm done with my episode, it'll probably be either Halloween time or maybe a bit after. So, yeah, no, I can't do anything for that. And then for Christmas, it's like, yeah, I'd rather not. I have better things to focus on than that.
Yeah.
Especially since it probably wouldn't get like any views or be that interesting.
That is part of it actually. The specials never really get that many views. So it's like
Well, I mean, like, at least for my channel, the Christmas special last year was good. It was one of the most viewed videos of that year.
yeah. Last year wasn't bad.
It's just the fact that it wouldn't have Vengeance is Eternal in the title, and then it's going to be a series that only has one episode out, so no one would really care too much. It's just not going to, it wouldn't do me any good to make one
That is fair.
this year. If I had a few episodes out and the series was doing decently well, maybe. But since it's going to only have one episode up by the time, then, yeah, no one's going to really care.
Yeah. I do want to do one next year, assuming I have time and ideas. I'd like to do a Halloween and a Christmas one next year, even if it's not big. But
It's funny,
this year it
actually.
probably just won't happen.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, it's funny actually. I the video you know how YouTube Analytics shows you the top 5 videos that have been doing had the most views in the last 28 days, right?
Yeah.
The Christmas collab is one of them.
Really?
Yeah, it's 3 redemption episodes, then the Christmas collab, then a collab I did years ago that for some reason got popular.
Yeah. For me, it's the usual.
Revenge, Accurate Models 2018.
Yeah, it's Accurate Models 2018, Revenge, Into the Pit collab, Accurate Models 2020, Accurate Models 2021, Vengeance 2, 3, 2R.
That's a little bit more than 5.
Oh, frick, sorry. It shows 10 for me, so
Oh, okay. Well, I'm on mobile, so.
yeah, on desktop it shows 10. So I just kept going. I
I
forgot.
was like, my friend,
Yeah, no,
it is
okay.
written more than 5.
For 5, it's number 5 is accurate models 2021. So basically any videos that kind of matter are below 5.
Hola.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Well,
Accurate models. That's always gonna be up there.
yeah. I thought I was gonna have to talk for a few minutes to keep
No.
things interesting.
I put my I did like the little like shh, like put my finger over my mouth and she was like, oh.
Ah,
And I
gotcha.
just walked
Okay.
out. But anyways, also, we have a question in chat, and I don't know how to answer it because I don't care about FNF at all.
What's your favorite NFF? What's your favorite FNF mod that's actually good? Mine is versus Purple Guy. See, I actually don't really care about FNF too much. The only mod that I care about, or thing I care about it in general, is Seek's Deltarune mod. That was good, but that's pretty much all I care about with it. And also there was the HD FNF mod, I think it was. That was funny, but I just don't care about the game too much, personally.
I forget it exists 99.9% of the time, I'll be real.
Me too. I think the game
was
is a
like
concept. I think the game is cool as a concept, and it's probably just cool in general. I've played through it. I just personally don't care that much.
Yeah, I never understood. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just never even understood why it was popular in the first place. It was just kind of a. It was like one of those just random fad games that just kind of popped up, and I was like, okay, and let it pass on by.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time I cared about its existence more than just being like, oh, that's a thing, that's kind of cool, is when I was going to animate the lemon demon thing, because I was like, oh, that would get me views.
Oh my god, I remember that.
And also because I kind of, the song was alright, but like, it was mainly just because I thought people would like it, even if I didn't care.
Good lord. I remember that.
Yeah.
Man, remember when we were gonna do a security breach collab?
I remember.
And then, like,
But it
no
took
map,
20 years. It
no
took
map
20
came
years
out.
for any maps to come out, and
so we just canceled it. Along
Yeah.
with the other series collab we were planning. Because we were just too busy.
Yeah. yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, even though it would have been nice to do it, it's like, you know, you were transitioning to Realm of the Forgotten, and I just really need to get an actual episode out.
Oh, this is a good topic. I like this one. What's your favorite custom SFM model that's been made by you or that you use? That's a good one, actually.
That is a good one.
How about we answer this and like either like we answered both sides of it, like one that we made, or yeah, one that we made and one that we use that we like.
Yeah, okay. So, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
I've only made anime models, so this is limited to those. But what's my favorite? Probably, no matter what one I talk about, no one will really know what I'm talking about. Since no
That is
project.
true. That is
But-
true.
But I'll say it anyway, cause yeah. I don't know. I think I'll go with maybe the model I have for Reen. Only you know that, Shan.
Yeah.
But I like that model a lot. It was a model I just made for fun, and I thought it looked good, and I was like, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the favorite model I've made. My favorite model I've used, definitely Nova's model. I love the Nova model you made. It is so cool.
Yay.
But if I was gonna choose a non-Phoenix model, I would actually say I really like Avenged Fredbear's model. It was fun
Yeah.
to use in the the Vengeance anime opening because it was like
Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna
this is
say
cooler model.
Avenged
I
Fredbear.
like it.
I had a feeling you were either gonna say Avenged Fredbear or Vengeance Nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I can't say Vengeance Nightmare because it's too biased.
That is true. Okay.
And I would just want to say one more. I also really like Night Trap's model. That's another one of my favorite models that I've used. Like the problem with it is that its
yeah.
fingers are broken, but that's not your fault because
Yeah, that's not my fault.
Yeah, it's not.
I could have technically re-rigged the fingers, but I just
They're under the cape. It's fine.
yeah, they're under the cape. Also, I was trying to get it done before you finished the first episode, but you ended up animating the scene without it anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got it done like literally a few days or a week after I got done with the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, continue. Your turn.
Yeah. Favorite SFM model that's been made by me. This is kind of hard for me to say, mainly just because a lot of the favorite models I've made are not okay. You know what? Here, I'll just ignore my current thought process and just answer the question.
Okay.
Because my current thought process is probably pretty boring. It's also boring because my answers are the same as yours. I'd either have to go with Nova or Avenged Fredbear.
I mean, that's fair. They're definitely some of the coolest looking models you've made. I mean,
Yeah,
Avenged
and
Fredbear has a long legacy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And compared to all your past versions, this one's definitely the coolest looking by far.
Oh yeah, and I
then
mean, like, part of
Nova.
why I feel limited with this is because other other models,
Animals.
other models I could potentially list weren't for SFM. I just ended up porting them to SFM for the return video
Yeah.
because I might have added Cow Neural in there, but he's not made for SFM. He just happened to be ported to that.
Yeah, Counterl and Astelin are like, good models. They're just, not for SFM, so they don't really count.
Yeah, exactly. And then favorite models that I use. Question, does this have to be like you mentioned custom models, but I don't know if that only applies to that we've made or custom models in general. So like could I say like for example, Fail's Springtrap V3 or do I have to come up with a stylized character?
I feel like custom would imply stylized.
Okay. Well, at least you know my answer to the Fail's Springtrap V3. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe I should have guessed that from your comment when we were watching Redemption.
bro, that's the best Springtrap model. Can't change my mind. Anyway,
I won't try to. I like that model too.
yeah. When it comes to stylized models, I almost feel like I'd either have to say Phantasm or Nightmare, because they're both stylized models in Vengeance, but I feel like I should choose something not related to Vengeance, just so the question's more interesting.
Yeah. Fair enough. You could still choose a model you use in Vengeance, other than Nightmare or Phantasm, that you haven't made.
That is fair. I would probably choose Safety Puppet, just because I already like.
I knew you were going to say that.
I like Security Puppet, and Safety Puppet just made a Security Buppet.
The Security Puppet!
Security Puppet. But I Safety Puppet just improved on Security Puppet. If you think that's a little too similar to the actual thing to not count as stylized, because it is pretty similar, I'd probably go with Corrupted Bonnie.
It's kind of similar, but I don't think it's like too similar to where if you put them side by side, you'd think they're the same thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, their faces are completely different, other than they're the same kind of shape, but it's like Puppet has a lot more lines. Its eyes are completely different. Its mouth is completely different.
You know, you could also technically count Fazbear Fright characters in this because a lot of them you just got to go off of descriptions, and the descriptions aren't super detailed. So you could theoretically say they just look like the regular animatronics with slight differences. But, most people give them a whole different style to them. Like for example, there's Count the Ways Funtime Freddy. There's the one used in the official song that looks very different from regular Funtime Freddy. But, I'm just going into more. Frick, why can't I think of the word?
You're going on a
I'm going
tangent?
into unnecessary details here, so
I think you.
we'll move on.
Yeah, I think you were trying to say you're going on a tangent here.
I'm overthinking the question, basically.
You're rambling.
Or maybe not overthinking the question, overthinking potential answers.
Sure.
Now I'm overthinking my overthinking. Just move on.
Funny. Yeah.
But yeah, I like Corrupted Bonnie if that wasn't obvious because of how much I used him in Revenge.
I wouldn't know because I thought, honestly, if you were to ask me how many times you used a certain model in Revenge, I would probably say like maybe once. I think he might have used Freddy Fazbear twice. That's about all I know.
Yeah, no, I used Corrupted Bonnie. I think the most. He could have not actually been the most, but I just really liked Corrupted Bonnie, so I wanted excuses to put him in.
I see. I've never liked any of those models, I'll be real. I didn't like the corrupted animatronics.
Fair enough. I didn't care for most of them. I just liked Bonnie.
Gotcha.
I also like Advanced Foxy. I know a lot of people are or were, I shouldn't say are since most people don't even know these exist anymore, weren't sure how to feel about the advanced animatronics, and that's fair, but I liked Foxy. Chica was good too. Freddy and Bonnie were whatever, but I liked Foxy a lot.
Yeah. I don't remember them too well. I thought they were alright when I saw them.
Yeah. I also like the Return Puppet a lot.
Yeah, I like that model too. Obviously, I used it in Redemption.
Yeah. I think it's obvious that I like it because even though it like barely shows up in Vengeance, it's in the thumbnails.
It barely shows up in Vengeance. It shows up in Vengeance 3 hour for like, and even then, that's like a tiny portion of the episode.
Yeah, it's for like maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Like
Those
I just like the
times.
model. That's why it's in the thumbnails of the two stuff relating to the two videos relating to the remake.
Oh yeah, no, I like the model too.
I just like it.
I mean, I used it for like half of Redemption, I think, from like 4 till 9. It was 11, 12 episodes, if you count the epilogue. So, yeah. I really like the model, too, so I don't blame you. I also really like Safety Puppet's model, which is why after the last half of Redemption I used it, because gold model. Very nice looking. Very well done.
Yeah. I agree, man. Look up Paranormal Fredbear on Google. That mother fricker is spooky.
Sounds like a model I've seen before.
It sounds like it. When I hear that name, I think of, I'm thinking of Grotesque Fredbear, but I didn't. It was a cool model, but it just didn't look like Fredbear.
Okay,
I feel like I've seen this thing before, but
I might have seen it. I don't know though.
yeah, I don't find it that spooky.
Me neither. But I don't find many FNAF models spooky in general, so I'm not really the person to ask.
Yeah, me too.
Man, that was a lengthy question.
Sorry, that was mostly my fault.
It's all right. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of models you made, Shan, that I don't think of half the time. Like if I think of like models you made, I'm just gonna think of like the three you made for Phoenix, um, the singular one you made for Home of the Forgotten, and then Dream and Avenged Fredbear.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I know there's a lot more. I just kind of forget because
Yeah, there's all the Blue Knight characters,
yeah, like
Counterroll,
Asselin.
Esselin. I'm pretty sure there's more that there. Oh, there's all the Halloween versions of the characters,
Yeah,
which no one can even see anymore because that video's gone.
it's been nuked.
Yeah, but yet strangely enough, Captain Fishbowl, aka Halloween Phantasm, actually has fan art.
I still find that strange. Someone did
I
fan art for
know.
them for him like I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it's weird that that character, or more specifically, I shouldn't say that character because it makes sense that
That
Phantasm has fan
variation.
art. That variation of Phantasm has fan art, especially since the video was nuked out of existence.
And wasn't
Like I'm
even
not
like a finished
complaining. It's just
video.
yeah. Like I'm not complaining. It's just funny.
Yeah, no, it's very strange.
Plus it's good art anyway. So
Yeah,
don't think I'm being
judgmental.
yeah, no. It's just one of the weirdest characters you could choose to me.
Phantasm. Phantasm is a relic.
Phantasm.
I like how Phantasm was like a completely different entity in the Christmas collab. There's Phantasm and then
Yeah.
there's Phantasm.
Yeah, I mean he was just Phantasm in the original Christmas collab, but in the new one I was like, nah, we're making him separate because it's funny.
My favorite memory from all that is you realizing I was in the back of the sleigh, and then you looked at like the last frame and like, wait a minute, was freaking Jabril in the back of the sleigh with you? I was like,
Yep,
yep.
I was just so out of nowhere.
uh,
You were like, did you see the little Easter egg at the end? I was like, you in the sleigh? Yeah, I saw that. You're like, no, 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 there was something else. I was like, there was? Wait a minute.
I did a little trolling.
Yeah.
I'm
What did you miss? You missed us talking about models and me overthinking my answers. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There might have been more, but I don't remember because my memory is horrible.
Well, I think that was most of the conversation for the past like 15 minutes.
Okay.
I feel like I was gonna say something. I don't remember. Speaking of memory being terrible.
I feel like I've just infected you with my horrible memory.
Yeah, no, it's not your doing. It's my own brain's doing. The power of repression has its drawbacks.
It really does. Especially for me, since my memory was already horrible.
It was
now I
already
just remember
dog
nothing.
balls. It was already bad, and then you could have said something 5 minutes ago and then already forgot it by the time I asked you about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you asked me what I was talking about 5 minutes ago, I couldn't really tell you. I just know we were talking about models.
Yeah.
On topic of models, what models have you used that you hate? It can be for any reason.
A lot. No.
Yeah, there's.
Um, that I hate. I don't know. I don't hate that many models than like ones I probably shouldn't talk about. But hmm. Let's see. What models have I used that I hate? That aren't like I don't know.
The honestly, I hate the second Liz more than the first.
Yeah, no, I think the original Liz model is fine. It's just it looked too much like Charlie. And
Yeah,
then the
exactly.
second one just kind of.
It didn't fit in with the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I have two potential answers here. So, Red Eye Fredbear. I've used it. You've probably never seen it just because I don't think I've ever uploaded anything to do with Red Eye Fredbear. But I just hate Fat Fredbear's design with a passion. Ever since FNAF 4 came out, I knew Fredbear was supposed to be Golden Freddy, whether it was Withered Golden Freddy or regular Golden Freddy. I knew he was supposed to look like that. But everybody kept on making Fat Fredbear. And it just, I hate Fat Fredbear. There's a few that actually look okay, but most of them I hate. I've just never thought it worked. Especially next to Spring Bonnie, because Spring Bonnie's like small and slimmer, and then you have this big fat thing that's just unwithered Nightmare Fredbear, and it's like, no. But I hate that as like Fat Fredbear in general, so if I'm gonna get more specific with models that I hate. Ah, frick, I had it in mind, but now I just forgot what it was. I hate my life.
Also, someone asked what's wrong with having red eyes. Red eye is not
Oh,
a
no.
description.
Red
it's
eye
the
is...
it's the modeler or porter.
Yeah.
One of the two. I wouldn't know. That was before my days. Probably the modeler.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Either the modeler or the porter. I don't remember. They're the person who put the model on the SFM workshop.
Oh, I have one for one I've used that I hate.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I've probably talked about this with you in the past, and you just probably forget because it was probably like in 2019 or something. I have always hated Ebrett's Scrap Trap model that he made. I liked all the other ones in that pack. I just could not stand that model. I thought it looked like the ugliest thing ever. And I used it like once or twice, and I hated using it because it just did not look good.
I don't remember Bretty's Scrap Trap. Actually, wait. I think I do. I'm gonna look at an image of it again, just to remind myself, because
I just did not like that thing.
Oh, this one. You know, the funny thing is, I actually thought this was the best Scrap Trap model we had for a while, and then like Andy made theirs.
Well, Andy's was before Ebrett's.
Was it before?
Yeah, it was. It was the only good one for a while, and I still liked it more than Bretty's.
See, my issue with Andy's was the forehead looked a little too squished, but Bretty's muzzle looked too thick.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you to this day what made me hate that model so much. I just even when I was like complaining about no good Scrap Trap models and that came out, I was still just sticking to NDs because I just could not. I just didn't like that model.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with the model, but fair enough.
Yeah, I just it
I
might be the muzzle, it might be the materials, it might be just everything about it. Who knows? I just could not stand that model for the life of me. I don't know if there's any other models that I hated that much that I used, but that was definitely up there.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm upset because I had an answer for a model that I don't like, but I can't remember what it is. My memory is so freaking bad, man. Also, I just want to say, despite the fact that I hate Fat Fredbear designs, I don't mean any offense to the people who made it. They're well made. I just have never liked Fat Fredbear as a design. So
yeah. No, I totally understand why you didn't. It really did not make any sense. I was with you there. I never talked about it mainly because I didn't know what to talk about it too. But when all those models came out, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is accurate, but oh well. Because it really didn't make sense. Like you were definitely thinking about it logically back in the day. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
remember.
I was also one of the people. In fact, the time I finally like spoke out about like the Fredbear is when everyone was like complaining. Oh, when UCN's like Fredbear was real, everyone was complaining. It's just Golden Freddy. I was like, yeah. Have you played FNAF World? What were you expecting?
Yeah, I don't know if you probably weren't here at the time because you probably showed up later. But
Yeah.
I used to rant in the original group about how much I hated Fat Fredbear. I made an image full of evidence from all the games as to why he would just be a Freddy recolor. And everyone was like, bro, you're overthinking it. Scott's just lazy.
And sure enough, you Ultimate
And I
Custom
was
Night.
right, so they can cry. Because I cried.
Yeah, no, I was actually with you there on. I mean, we didn't know each other at the time, but like I was preaching the same thing, man. I didn't say it. I wasn't outspoken about it like you were, but
And like the Fredbear plush was just a yellow Freddy. FNAF World, Fredbear was just a yellow Freddy. In stage 01 that is likely showing the same mini games in FNAF 4. It was just yellow Freddy. It was obviously Golden Freddy. And like I could understand the argument as to why people thought Fredbear wasn't Golden Freddy, even though I always thought they were the same. But I thought even if they weren't the same, they clearly were meant to look the same.
yeah, no. I mean, for the longest of times, I didn't think they were supposed to be the same. I thought they were different. I didn't. I don't think I even thought Fredbear was possessed. I thought it was just
He just bit a kid and that was it.
Yeah. The main reason I thought that was because, like, I think most people's reasoning thinking they were the same was just because they were just the same color, just their hat was a different color. But to me, that wasn't a good enough reason because Freddy and Golden Freddy were the same color, just one was brown, one was yellow. So to me, it was the same logic. I was like, those aren't the same characters, so why would Fredbear and Gold.
Fair enough. Although, that's like a completely different fur color. This would just be like changing clothes. But I still get why you weren't sure.
I mean,
It just never made sense to me that they would be different.
There are plenty of characters that were just, recolors, like, in the franchise, and they were considered different characters. So that's why, I personally just didn't think Fredbear and Golden Freddy were the same until, like, maybe a year ago.
Yeah. It was funny, because, like, when FNAF 4 came out, and the very first thing you see is the Fredbear plush, right? I was like, okay, so yeah, Fredbear's totally just like Golden Freddy before he was deactivated or whatever. And there was the split in the community. A lot of people were like, no, clearly they're different because they have different names, they have different hats. And then I was like, but you really think a character would have actually been named Golden Freddy? But anyway, I just stuck with them being the same. And then the Silver Eyes came out, and it's like, they go to Fredbear's. Fredbear shows up. It's literally Golden Freddy. And it's like, I was right. People still refuse to believe it. FNAF World came out. No one cared. Sister Location showed the Fredbear plush in 3D. People still thought it wasn't just Golden Freddy. And then, finally, Ultimate Custom Night came out. Most people finally were like, okay, fine, they're the same. There's still some people that refuse to believe it. But, like, especially with the Fazbear Frights books we've gotten recently, where they're straight up the same again. I don't get how this was an argument that went anywhere beyond the Silver Eyes.
To be fair, there are a lot of things in the Silver Eyes that I read the entire book word for word. I was very vigilant about reading it, unlike, I was with books with school. But there were so many details people picked up on that I didn't. Which is why, for the longest time, I believed Matt Pat's theory that, like, the twisted ones, like, when they were not the twisted ones, they were just Sister animatronics. Because I didn't know any better, because...
Yeah. And I can't blame anyone for believing that one, even though I didn't believe it. Like, the proof of it was not bad. I just never thought that the power module was an illusion disc.
Yeah, I just. Yeah. I don't know.
Fredbear and Golden Freddy are the same entity, but one is crippled. That is exactly what it is.
One is crippled.
I hate when people give Fredbear green eyes, even though the odds of him having a shade of blue eyes is more likely than green. I don't remember what his eyes look like in FNAF World. Let me see. FNAF
They were just
World,
blue.
Fredbear. Yeah, I. They're kind of teal. Obviously they're not green like Spring Bonnies, so I don't blame you for not being happy with people giving Fredbear green eyes, even though it obviously doesn't really matter. It's just
Yeah. I mean, the only
I
Fredbear.
don't think it makes sense for both Fredbear and Spring Bonnie to have the same eye color anyway.
Yeah.
Like Freddy and Bonnie don't.
Yeah.
I just got to say, the person listening to the podcast named Fredbear, I've been enjoying your comment.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I found it so funny how like everywhere I looked when Ultimate Custom Night Fredbear was revealed, it was like everyone was complaining, he's just Golden Freddy. I'm so upset. This is so unoriginal. And then I'm like, you weren't expecting that already? I was.
Exactly. Like, I will be honest.
I wonder
I
wonder how many people were actually expecting Fat Baron. To those of you who did, you're dumb.
on the subreddit, there was so many people upset that he wasn't Fat Baron. I'm just finally.
You were like, well, in your head, it was playing like revenge.
Yeah.
No.
I was just honestly more like, thank God this discussion can finally end.
Yeah,
I will be honest though, Ultimate Custom Night Fredbear is not what I was expecting. Mainly just because I wasn't expecting him to look like FNAF 1 Golden Freddy. I was expecting him to look like FNAF 2 Golden Freddy.
I was expecting FNAF 1 because I think his model was identical to the FNAF 1 Freddy in FNAF World.
Yeah, it's just like it's harder to tell in FNAF World because the Wizards look pretty similar to the FNAF ones too.
Yeah.
Mainly just because a lot of detail is lost in the simplification. It was hard to say, but
I just personally thought he looked like...
I wasn't surprised to see it as FNAF 1 Golden Freddy. I just expected it to be FNAF 2 Golden Freddy.
Gotcha. No, I expected FNAF 1 because to me it looked like FNAF 1 Freddy from FNAF World the most, so that's what I was expecting. Yeah. And so I basically got exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah. I just expected FNAF 2 Golden Freddy because of the way that the jaw is in the minigame. It looks more like FNAF 2 Golden Freddy's jaw.
Yeah, I don't... It's hard to say if I don't know. I find it very hard to believe that the Fredbear we see in Ultimate Custom Night is the same one in FNAF 4 because of the jaw.
Personally, I personally don't believe that Ultimate Custom Night Fredbear is the same as FNAF 4 Fredbear. Yeah. I think FNAF 4 Fredbear is FNAF 2 Fredbear. And that Ultimate Custom Night Fredbear looks like FNAF 1 Freddy because, it takes place after FNAF 1.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And also because, it's obviously not the real Fredbear suit. It's just Cassidy / the one you shouldn't have killed, whoever you believe that to be. It's them taking the form of Fredbear, so it makes sense that it'd look like FNAF 1 instead of FNAF 2. But I do think that in FNAF 4 it probably looks like FNAF 2 Golden Freddy.
Yeah. You could also just say it was a lot easier on Scott because he never had an unwithered
Exactly.
model.
Honestly, I would totally believe that's why he went with FNAF 1.
I'd believe that too.
I mean, he didn't even give Fredbear the 5 fingers, mainly because, it's hard to see, but I could totally see him having gone with FNAF 1 just because he didn't have an unwithered Freddy.
Yeah. It was funny to think about, but it's probably the truth.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. If I was Scott, I would have kept unwithered versions of the characters, like Springtrap. It's pretty obvious he does not have an official Spring Bonnie. The Spring Bonnie that we've seen is Steel Wool's recreation of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just find it funny because, Spring Bonnie is a character. I would have kept a save of Springtrap before I withered him, but I
Yeah.
I, I can't blame Scott for not thinking about it. I just would have done it to be safe.
Yeah.
I wonder if things would be different if Golden Freddy was called by his file name Yellow Bear. That's also part of why I always thought he was meant to be Fredbear because, like, even when Fredbear's was mentioned in FNAF 2, I was like, huh, that's probably where Golden Freddy came from. And then, FNAF 3 showed Springtrap, which obviously came from Fredbear's, and in the minigame it showed Golden Freddy. I was like, Golden Freddy's probably Fredbear. And then FNAF 4 is like, okay, yeah, he's definitely Fredbear. But, he wasn't originally Golden Freddy, he was Yellow Bear. And no one would have taken Yellow Bear as his actual name. So if Golden Freddy wasn't the name that Scott adopted, I guarantee people would have thought Golden Freddy was Fredbear the moment Fredbear was name dropped.
I see.
I could be wrong about that. I just think, yeah, I don't know.
No, I get you. I get what you're saying. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah,
It was just funny. It was just always funny to me how many people were complaining about it when it was dropped in Ultimate Custom Night. Like, I don't know. There's just so many people were complaining. I was like, I wanted to yell at them like, "You should have expected this."
yeah, I didn't gloat about being right or anything, but
No,
deep, in,
I
deep
stayed out of
inside, I
all
was
those.
just like,
I stayed out
deep
of all
inside,
those
I was
comment
just like,
sections.
deep inside, I was just like, you guys really, really overcomplicated this for yourself. You shouldn't be upset.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was just
Like, I can
weird.
understand if you wanted Fredbear to look different. I can understand that. But I don't think it's fair to be upset that he ended up just being Freddy when that was what it pointed to all along.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Fredbear models I've seen are the Final Nights 4 Fredbears and with the Spring Bonnies. Final Nights Fredbear is pretty good. I don't like the lack of eyebrows.
Let me look it up. Alright.
I think
Final
my favorite Fredbear.
Nights for Well. Oh. I don't know about. I wouldn't say he's my favorite one. It looks kind of
Yeah,
goofy.
no, it's not my favorite. It looks fine, but
I also don't like the gloves. It was like Mickey
oh,
Mouse.
yeah, no, I don't blame you for that. I don't like the gloves either, but that's just the style the game went for. Spring Bonnie has the gloves.
It's fine
too.
for a fan game. I just wouldn't want it as like an official Fredbear, and it's not my favorite either.
Yeah,
But it's fine for a fan game.
yeah. Some of my favorite Fredbears. I love Lax Fredbear, even though it doesn't look like regular Fredbear or Fat Fredbear, but I like that interpretation. It's like a spring lockified withered Fredbear, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but I like Lax Fredbear. I also just like any Fredbear that looks kind of like withered Golden Freddy, but a little fatter. Like the one that I used in the April Fool's Vengeance 3. I like that model a lot.
Are you using that as the new official Vengeance Fredbear? Or Withered one, rather?
I talked with you about it because I said even though I really like that model, it wouldn't fit with the voice, I didn't think, and you agreed with me. So I'm not using it unless
Yeah, I don't. I know I remember we had a conversation about it. I just don't remember what the conversation was.
yeah. So
I don't even remember what the model looks like, I'll be real.
I could grab images. I have SFM open. I could just literally just But yeah, just keep talking while
Okay, great. Kind of beating around the bush. Um, Shane, you know more about this than I would. Was there any people who thought like Spring Bonnie looked any different than like the normal models that were made for him?
No, I mean, everyone just unwithered Springtrap and was like, yeah, that's what he looks like. There was no arguments about what
Yeah,
Spring Bonnie would have looked like. Like there was arguments about the color, just because some people thought he'd be gold, some people thought it'd be more green, but
yeah.
you know.
Because pretty much every model I saw of Spring Bonnie was just the unwithered version of whatever that modeler's Springtrap was,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they
And
always
like
and they always
if there
gave it
was
and they always gave it
if
like
there was
you
any
know
different version, they almost always would just call it stylized Spring Bonnie anyway. So like pretty much everybody believed Spring Bonnie would just be unwithered Springtrap.
yeah.
Which I mean was right, other than the nose having the different color. But
I mean everyone just kind of the same color scheme. It was always like purple bow tie, green eyes. They pretty much all were the same.
yeah,
They just unwithered Springtrap and just followed FNAF World from there,
yeah, exactly.
which is weird because they didn't do the Fibber, but oh well.
Yeah.
But oh well.
You know, I can understand why people just using FNAF World as a base would have not thought that Fredbear looked like Golden Freddy because Spring Bonnie just looked like a yellow Bonnie. But when you combine that with all the other stuff, they should have expected it to just be Golden Freddy.
Yeah.
Sorry for going back to that topic. It's just something I thought about when you mentioned Spring Bonnie.
Yeah, now I understand, like, I understood, like, not, expecting it to be different because, Spring Bonnie doesn't look like Bonnie. It looks like Springtrap. But, I understand why they didn't think, Fredbear won't look like Freddy because Spring Bonnie doesn't look like Bonnie. I get that.
Yeah.
It's just, like, it's more of my issue of, like, why would you expect it to be Fat Bear?
Yeah, exactly.
That was my
issue. Like I said, I'm totally fine with the idea that Fredbear would have looked different. I just hated that people thought it would be an un-Nightmare Fredbear, because that is the dumbest thing.
Yeah. No, it would make no sense at all. Do you have the model? Show you?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Epic.
Here. It just wouldn't fit with the voice, but I do like the model a lot.
Yeah, it's a little too chubby.
Yeah, like it'd probably fit with like the normal Fredbear voice, maybe just a little more gravelly, but not with the actual withered Fredbear voice.
Yeah.
I think it would just be too much of a change, as much as I like it.
Yeah. That's fair. There's some model changes that might be good, and others that might be not as good. Like, obviously, whoa, Shan, that looks great.
Thank you. For context to those listening, you'll see the image on the podcast when it's uploaded is different than the previous ones, assuming Finn does change it. I just finished making a new version of the background because I wanted it to look nicer. So
Yeah. Also, I'm sure part of it was I only had access to your old model from like years ago.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, open. Save. There we go. Epic.
Do you like the little Gigantamax?
Yes, I saw all the little figures on the desk.
Yeah.
I saw the computer in the background. It's a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Also, you have a piece of DiGiorno pizza, although it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it looks like cardboard.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's good to change some vengeance models. Like, I think the Springtrap was definitely an upgrade. That model looks so nice. And also doesn't cause like 500 million crashes and overflows.
That is a fact, yes.
But, I think the Fredbear model is fine. And, like you said, the voice wouldn't really fit it, so yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. Plus, I could always just, when I get to internal, some of the designs will be altered anyway, just because.
Yeah. I mean, we already know Phantasm's
because the way the story goes, so I could always switch it up then. But for now, we'll just be sticking with what we already had.
I mean, I feel like you can pretty much, once it comes to internal, you can just do whatever you want with the models because
exactly.
I mean, at that point, doesn't it all basically take place in the spirit realm or some version of the spirit realm?
A lot of it does, yeah.
I don't want to say all of it because I know Nightmare's Cave is like his new base is not within his cave.
Yeah.
But
a lot of it takes place in the spirit realm.
And then obviously
some of it doesn't.
As we saw in 2R, if you're in the spirit realm, you can just kind of take whatever form you want.
Exactly.
Like you still have your base spirit form, but Chris could become Avenged become Ultimate Cousin Knight Fredbear. Charlie could become Safety Puppet. They just change their form at will, kinda.
Yeah. Just imagining Chris being like, this one's pretty cool and all, but it feels kind of unoriginal. He just gets fatter. That's better. What's your opinion on the concept of Fred Trap? I like okay, so here's the thing. It depends on how it's done. I've seen on Reddit posts with Fred Trap. The design's cool and all, but it's when they don't really change the story that it's just kind of like, whatever. There's people who change Fred Trap and like alter the story a good bit to have Henry be the one in there. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I literally I couldn't really add on to it. I agree with everything you're saying. I like the designs that are made. I've only really seen 2 models, but both of them are pretty alright.
Yeah.
But if it's just like William in there, that's pointless. If there's that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. If the only difference is that it's Fredbear instead of Springtrap, it's kind of boring, even though it looks cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Spring Greg's Fred Trap the most, probably.
Yeah, I think I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Like the other ones on the workshop, well, there's Hoax Fredbear, which is kind of Fred Trap, but at the same time not really. But the crowded one's Fred Trap suffers from the Fat Fredbear issue for me. So
Steam won't open. I can't check out these models.
And then there's the Fred Trap I used in the
there it goes.
in that one April Fool's video a few years back, and that one also kind of suffers from Fat Fredbear, so.
Fret. I cannot speak. Yeah, okay. I Steam opened. Yeah, I like the Spring Greg one. I mean, okay. I like all the models in all those packs.
Yeah. I like Hip Lawyer Cat's Fred Trap as well, but I just like most of Hip Lawyer Cat's stuff anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like because it's not on the workshop when I search up Fred Trap, but.
Yeah, no, it's I don't think they ever released it, so.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong. Here, I'll send it to you. I have it pulled up. That's just the first picture that showed up, by the way. I'm sure there's probably more that showed off better.
Oh, gotcha. You know, that one's pretty alright.
Yeah.
I
My
like...
only issue with it is it looks a lot just like an edited Springtrap. Not that there's
Yeah.
anything wrong with that. It's just they could use a little more, but I still like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It just kind of looks like an edited Spring Trap, whereas I like Spring Greg's one a lot better because it's, you know, it looks a lot more original looking.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think we've talked enough about FNAF models.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour and a half. I think it's time to end it.
Are we gonna save that other topic for
Next time.
next time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Plus, that gives more time for evidence and stuff to come out about it, so we won't sound like idiot dunderheads. So,
I always sound like an idiot underhead.
I mean, same here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Ooh, this is a good Fred trap. I like this one a lot. You know, I'm gonna send this before you end it real quick.
All right.
There you go.
Ah, yeah, that was all right.
I like it.
You could use more withering.
Fair enough. It is
Parts
kind
of
of.
parts of it are like really withering, and the other parts are just kind of clean. That's weird.
Yeah, the stomach. The stomach is kind of more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, I get it.
thank you all for tuning in. See you again next week for more nonsense.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably going to be a bit more serious next week because of the topic that's on there.
Yeah. Who knows? With us.
Yeah.
Anyways, for those of you who are listening on YouTube, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment too if you'd like. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.